What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today it's all about the S24 Ultra. And no, the title of this video and the thumbnail is not clickbait. I genuinely believe the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is the best phone in the world. Let's talk. Now, to give you a bit of background on the S24 Ultra and the state of phones in 2024. So far this year, I have been blown away by the quality from the hardware and software for many phones. Already, we're only 4 months into the year, and we've had the S24 Ultra, the Nubia Z60 Ultra, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, the Realme GT5 Pro, the Redmi K70 Pro, and as we know, I currently am testing, using and reviewing the Vivo X Fold 3 and the Vivo X Fold 3 Pro. And while I've not done my full review on the X Fold 3 lineup, I did review all of the others, and so far this year, the number one phone is the S24 Ultra. So just thinking logically, the S24 Ultra, because this has been the biggest and best year for phones so far, and as tech continues year on year it gets better and better, the fact that the S24 Ultra is top of my scoreboard, it has to be number one. But I do have some reasons to justify why I think this is number one, and why we're kind of spoiled when it comes to the S24 Ultra. I've also got a reason why Samsung really frustrate me, and we'll talk about that near the end. So let's talk about the hardware. Hardware-wise, the S24 Ultra is a beast. It's the only phone on the planet to have Gorilla Glass armor. It's the only phone on the planet to have that anti-reflective screen, which, guys, until you've experienced it, it's unreal. Direct sunlight, no issue. You don't need to use the 2,500 nits of brightness from the display, because the anti-reflective screen is just outstanding. I don't get many sunny days here in Scotland, but rest assured, the sun has almost no impact to the reflection of the screen. And then durability-wise, Gorilla Glass, I think we can all agree, is one of the best, if not the best protection you can give your display. Moving around the back of the phone, it's armor aluminium, and the sides and frame of the phone is titanium. A super durable, tough phone with IP68 water and dust resistance, even with the S Pen included. Ain't no water or dust going to kill this phone. The phone is more squared off than the S21, S22 Ultra. The camera style hasn't changed, but it's a more subtle look, which a lot of people like, compared to my preference, which is a huge big circular camera bump. Design is always subjective, but I think we can all agree that the Samsung's design is in no means offensive to anyone. And then let's talk about the display. One of, if not the sharpest resolution display on the market. WQHD+, 120Hz, LTPO3 technology, 1Hz all the way to 120. Vivid colours, you can change any setting and every setting you want when it comes to display. And if you don't have Bluetooth headphones, the speakers on the thing sound great as well. Now, other elements of hardware, let's talk about the USB-C connection. It is the latest 3.2 OTG UFS 4.0 storage. You want Samsung DeX wired? You've got it. You want Samsung DeX Wireless? You've got it. The Samsung S24 Ultra offers every single element of technology that you can imagine. Which brings me on to the software. One UI 6.1 is the best Android skin out there. Android 14 is optimized more for the S24 Ultra than the Google Pixel 8 Pro, in my opinion. The AI tools that you can use for circle to search, the camera app, translating calls, live translation. Samsung, again, are the leaders when it comes to implementing AI on smartphones. Other phones try, but Samsung have made it super smooth. I'm nearly 4 months with this device, and I use the circle to search and the camera AI all the time. Magic Eraser's great, Object Remover's fine, but sharpening blurry photos is also fantastic to do. Another element of the software is multitasking, something Samsung do fantastically well. The S24 Ultra, because of its 6.8-inch screen, makes it super easy to have two screens split, one on top of the other. With the active sidebar, you can change any app as quick as you like. Everything about the phone, hardware and software is just smooth. And on the Android side of things, I think it's the smoothest and most user-friendly smartphone ever created. Now, is it as easy as the iPhone? Yes, actually, and in most cases it absolutely is. While the iPhone is for anyone, including your teenage child and your 90-year-old granny, I firmly believe that the S24 Ultra can also be used by anyone. But because it's an Android device, you can customize it to your heart's content. From charging animation to dynamic effects, wallpaper, always on display, everything and then some. And of course you've got the S Pen, both a hardware and software feature. You can use the S Pen as a Bluetooth receiver for the camera. Stand 50 feet away and take a group shot. Start recording video. Change between video and photo just using the S Pen. Change between selfie camera and rear cameras just using the S Pen. And then when we talk about cameras, quad lenses, as every Ultra phone should have. A 200 megapixel main, and then some 50 megapixel thrown in there as well. The new 50 megapixel 5x optical zoom, along with the X7 Ultra, is the best zoom lens on any device ever created. And with Samsung's processing and post-photography and video processing, it's almost unmatched. The Pixel 8 Pro comes close, the 15 Pro Max does as well, but consistently I prefer the output that the Samsung gives me. And as far as versatility, it's got every camera mode you could ever want. Obviously we talked about how far it zooms in, the different optical lenses, but you've got the AI features, you've got slow-mo, time-lapse, night mode, pro mode. If you're a keen photographer, you should consider the S24 Ultra. The one thing I'd say about Android in the past is, unlike iPhone, it's just got some, compatibility issues. But with this phone, I've yet to experience anything. My ecosystem is the MacBook Pro. Yeah, I can quick share photos and videos straight away using the Quick Share app, or just use Google Photo. Everything Google works here absolutely perfectly. For those wondering, of course, this is a global ROM, so you don't have to deal with any of the pitfalls of the X Fold 3 and its Chinese ROM. Smartwatch connectivity, smooth, everything will just work straight away. So for me to consider this the best phone ever created, all of that is important. There is not one device out there at all that does everything the Samsung S24 Ultra does. Nothing, not one. The X7 Ultra offers a lot, but nothing like the software, multitasking, or global ROM features because it's a Chinese ROM. The Nubia Z60 Ultra, fantastic screen, awful selfie camera, decent enough software but childlike compared to the polished, sharp One UI 6.1, and doesn't have a periscope zoom lens. The iPhone 15 Pro Max does have a periscope zoom lens, but then doesn't have a telephoto lens. The iPhone also doesn't have a 5000 mAh battery. The iPhone doesn't have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip for Galaxy. Performance-wise, top tier. Battery life, close to top tier. The only reason the S24 Ultra is tied for first place with the X7 Ultra is because of the price. The price, which is just what flagship costs globally, is too high. £1,300, even though it's the best phone in the world, is far too much for a candy bar style phone. I mentioned I'm using the X Fold 3 Pro at the moment. It's also £1,300, but for that you get, well, 2 displays, a larger battery. There's many more perks that come with a foldable phone in my opinion. Video on the Samsung as well is the best Android video I've experienced. iPhone always wins this category in any camera test, but now that gap, if there even is a gap still, is closed. Now, I mentioned at the top of the video I had one little gripe about Samsung. And you know me, I love foldable phones, and I feel it's only right to bring this up. While the Samsung S24 Ultra is the best candy bar phone ever made, on the same hand, the Samsung Z Fold 5 is fast becoming one of the worst foldables ever made. How they can be so different in innovation, upgrades, build quality is just beyond me. As you know, I've made a Z Fold 6 leaks video and I will keep you posted with that. But Samsung have to do better because the foldable market is growing. The interest in foldable phones is turning less from gimmick to actual handy devices to have for productivity, consuming content, multitasking. For Samsung to keep their brilliant reputation with this phone, they have to make massive changes with the Z Fold 6. Now, hopefully you found this video entertaining, even with me having a migraine at the moment. I know, poor me. But I'll be back very, very soon, tomorrow in fact, with more content on the Vivo X Fold 3 standard version with my full Average Dad review. Until then,